These are certainly interesting times. Never a dull moment. Euroland lurching from one pretend to the next extend. American elections. China deliberately slowing their economy. India trying to reopen to stimulate growth. And central bankers from mature economies printing money as though pouring oil from a bottomless bucket onto a rusty old machine. So what has all this meant in Q3 2012 for the real estate markets in Asia Pacific? 6 key trends to note. 1. The office leasing markets are slower because occupiers, especially financial services, are delaying decisions due to the uncertain outlook. There is a far greater proportion of lease renewals, re-gears and consolidations, so that new leasing activity is actually down about 25% so far this year compared with the same period in 2011. Unlike late 2008, however, there are deals happening. In Singapore, we completed a 105,000 square feet consolidation in Changi Business Park for a technology company to include the Asia Regional Sales Centre. In Tokyo, we completed a relocation of a headquarters building, again over 100,000 square feet, for a leading Western sports firm. And in Beijing, we completed a 250,000 square feet expansion in the fast-growing sub-market Wanjing for Renren, which is China's social networking site. That's the largest leasing deal in Beijing to date in 2012. Second trend, contrastingly, retail leasing markets continue to expand, with brands building capacity to reach rising consumer wealth in Asia. Luxury brand Longchamp recently opened a flagship store in the heart of Hong Kong despite lots of competition for the store. And we also recently advised Breitling, again in Hong Kong, on its first standalone store in Asia. The American retailer Sears appointed us to act for them across several cities, including Seoul, Shanghai, and Hong Kong. So retail is still moving ahead. The third trend is that businesses want to focus on their core activities and they want to reduce their costs. We recently were appointed by Qantas, the largest airline in Australia, to manage their portfolio of over 18 million square feet. This appointment includes services covering the management of terminal, catering, freight and lounge facilities. We also won a contract to undertake facilities management for 1.6 million square feet for a leading bank in Thailand, our largest contract in that country. These are both homegrown Asia-Pacific brands and a sign that we are continuing to expand our client base in the region, which leads on to my next trend, trend number 4. Despite all the global uncertainties, Asian businesses are still growing. Just in the last 3 months, we have acted for companies such as the Future Group and Infosys from India, Permatina from Indonesia, and DBS from Singapore, to name but a few, all of them looking to grow and grow efficiently into the markets of Asia. Fifth trend, the investment markets are still active, driven by plenty of Asian equity looking to buy property and sellers either looking to pay back loans, wind up funds, or, for those lucky enough to have bought in 2009, take profits. In the quarter, we advised on the 2 largest hotel sales in Australia, one to a Malaysian group, another to a Hong Kong group, a large office deal in Shanghai to another Asian investor, and a large shopping centre in Singapore. In total, we advised on a total of $2.2 billion of transactions just in the quarter. Sixth and final trend, development continues in China. Despite talk of a slowdown, in the last 2 months, we've been appointed by Broad Group to advise on the development and financing of their Sky City project in Changsha, Hunan province, which will be the world's tallest building and will have an area of nearly 11 million square feet. We also signed a strategic alliance with Tanhe district government in Guangzhou to provide support for their ambitious development plans. So these are just a few trends from the third quarter of 2012. So what happens next? For investors, if you believe we're in a long-term deflationary phase with continued low bond yields and low interest rates, then property yields may fall further, increasing values, even though rents may grow more slowly in that kind of environment. If you believe that, on the other hand, money printing from around the world will cause inflation, then bond and property yields may rise, but rents could rise quite quickly in that scenario. Don't forget, rents in Singapore and Tokyo are still half of what they were in 2008. In turn, protecting capital values. Either way, property looks like a reasonable bet as part of an investment portfolio. For occupiers, markets are relatively soft right now. A good time to strike a rental deal to cement costs for the next few years, and overall occupation costs can be reduced significantly through strategic workplace planning and smart facilities management. And finally, I'm pleased to say that Euromoney recognised us again as the leading real estate advisor in Asia Pacific. Thank you very much to all our clients for allowing us to grow through these very interesting times.